Oh yeah, we're on. Oh yeah, we're on. Okay, so we're on. Oh, I love
Sure.
your cat. Hey cat. Hi Wamuhu.
Hi.
How
This is
are
Alex.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
What's your
well.
cat? What's your cat called? What's your cat called? Let's start there. We're not even starting like how are you doing? What's your
Uh,
cat's name?
so the cat's name is Charlotte. The cat already had a name when I came into the house.
Okay.
So I'm just leave it as Charlotte. Not a fan of that name, but I call her Shark Cat.
Shark cat. I like
Yeah,
it.
Shark Cat.
Shark cat.
Yes.
Okay, wait. So I need to say to anybody who's watching us right now, welcome to Into the Core podcast. I
Yeah.
am hosting with a fabulous, amazing woman. Her name is Wamuhu. Waweru.
Auntie
To figure
Mahuhu.
out the site. Wamuhu. And she is absolutely fantastic. But before we start off with you, my love, I gotta do my intro because you know how we roll. So I'm gonna roll with the intro.
Alrighty, let's roll.
Into the core.
Get into it.
All good things in Africa and beyond. Into the core.
Get into the core.
Into the core.
Into the core.
Into the core. All good things in Africa and beyond.
All good things in Africa and beyond.
Beyond,
So,
beyond, beyond. As DJ says, beyond, beyond, beyond. Oh my God, it's so I'm so happy that you're on this platform. I'm just excited about everything that you've been doing. Okay, so let me start at the beginning, yeah. So you have always been such a spontaneous but very planned. So it's so weird. It's like it's spontaneous but it's planned. Um and you make all these beautiful moves every time you've traveled, anything that you're sourcing, and any picture that you put up for me is always like such a statement. It's always like, wow, where is she? What is she doing? And then you're like, and then we come back and we're like, so what happened? What? Why am I still sitting in my backyard and she's still out there? But I'm so excited that you're here. So
thanks.
I want you to just maybe give me a little bit of a background as to who Wamuhu is. You know, for those who are watching for the first time and they don't know who you are and they just don't understand how beautiful and gorgeous you are. Tell us.
Well, I think you used the perfect word, spontaneous, for sure. And I think I've maybe been that way all my life. It's something I actually used to think was a weakness of mine because I'm like, okay, now, girl, like, focus on this and let's do this. And then something over there will pop up like, shit. Okay, then I run over there. It's just the way I am. And now I find it to be not a weakness anymore. It's actually one of my strengths.
Yeah.
And I think it happens kind of very organically because I kind of flow through life without a lot of fear. And that was definitely something that I had to sit down with myself and change. Like, okay, I want to invite the universe or God or whatever you call it to lead my life and to so that it flows a certain way.
Yeah.
um, Sounds kooky, but I swear since I started doing that, I have no fear. So I'll buy a ticket to go to India just because it's $400 from Los Angeles. And I say Nitajipanga when I get there. Like when I get there, we'll figure it out. And then it ends up being this epic, epic, epic adventure. And I find like when I plan too much, I don't dream far enough, I guess, when I do the
Wow.
planning, shortchange myself. And so I stopped being such a planner. So Wamuhu is very spontaneous. Like you said, you're like, how is she there now? And that's just how it has happened. And now I find myself stuck in Lamu during the pandemic, and I couldn't have thought of a better place to be stuck in, to be honest. And I'm really, really, really thankful and feeling so blessed to be here and just being home back in Kenya for so long. This is the longest I've spent here in one go in decades, really, in over 2 decades. So
Wow.
yeah, it's I don't know if that answers who I am, but I honestly don't have an answer exactly who I am because I don't know, and it changes. I'm not who I was yesterday, and I'm not going to be who I am tomorrow. So I am just a person that's hopeful and a dreamer and spontaneous.
You're a free spirit.
That
You're a free spirit.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm always thinking about the people who live fearlessly, and I realize like the people who I'm attracting right now are all just fearless in everything that they're doing. And that's, that's you. You're fearless in how you live your life. Um you don't have any regrets. You have more so of, what am I going to do next? How am I going to do it? When am I going to do it? Who am I going to do it with? And who can I get to on board with me to have this experience of this beautiful thing called life? So I think that's a very beautiful quality to have. Not many people can do that. There's a lot of people who are still living in fear. Um, and you have a beautiful sense of just saying, you know what, whatever tomorrow brings, we will deal with that when we get to that bridge. But um, you're not for the faint-hearted. That's for damn sure.
I'm not. I'm not for everybody. That's for sure.
We're like, please put a pin on that because she's not. No, when there's that guy who just comes up and is like, "Hey, Linda, who's that cute chick?" I'm like, "Yeah, put a pin on it. I don't think so." So, but you know what I mean?
I
It's
guess
just
I
like,
guess all the men feel that way because I mean, anyway,
no, that's okay. There'll be those
that
ones.
one is
There'll be
for another day. That's for the different podcast.
I love it. Okay, so one of the things that I really have, or like now, if people should really know, I mean, like our families knew each other, which is really great.
Since
And then you've
before I
been
was born, really, even yeah.
That is true, yeah. While we were being planned, our mothers were like, "Hey, into the core,
Hey,
hey, hey,"
that's
before
it.
we were
Yeah.
even thought of. So, one of the things that I've loved about watching you, just becoming this beautiful woman, where I'm just like, oh my gosh, she just like every time you make me like want to touch or do something so different. Let's talk
Oh,
about your sourcing, because I've been in the fashion industry, and you are in a whole other realm of what fashion is. Can you
yeah.
just give us a little bit of a like a tasting of what that side of you is? You're always doing pop-ups, like around the world. You're always doing pop-ups, and I think that's so glorious. Could
Yeah.
we share our culture and what is handmade by our people? This is such a beautiful thing. So
Yeah, I guess, when people ask me, are you in fashion? And then I'm like, I'm in fashion, but I'm not really in fashion because when you think of mainstream fashion, I'm not really in that cool kids club. And, I can't tell you the last time I bought a fashion magazine, to be honest, even like, I probably have never. Um, but for me, I think where it stemmed from was really a love of color, obviously, and just a love of handmade stuff that was I started sourcing in Kenya first, and every time I would wear, the earrings or a headband or a dress, people would say like, "Oh my God, where did you get that?" And after about 100 people asking, I was like, "Is this a business opportunity?" And yes, it was a business opportunity, and for me, it was glorious because then I was able to go and support these producers, and collect a lot of stuff that they're making, all handmade, give them an avenue for them to make an income. And I exported it to the States, and I gave people an avenue to learn about culture, because obviously there's this question of cultural appropriation. That's a very big topic. And for me, I find it necessary to definitely promote our culture. To It's almost a way of preserving it if we support it, because it means if I can call the lady and say, "Hey, 100 people just ordered this headband. Guess what? The 100 people just paid for her, rent for a few months, for her food for a few months." And so I use my platform really to teach about what the pieces are. Like, this is, it's made in Kenya, but it's a Dembele from South Africa design. Um, and yeah, for me, that's where really the passion came from. And when I would see how people reacted to the pieces, and people who thought, "Oh, I can't wear this, I'm so frumpy," and this and that, and then they would literally just wear one piece and drop to the ground. And I remember one lady, she came to me with her mother. She was like, "My mom needs something colorful, but she doesn't really wear colorful things." And I put this woman in this kaftan. And the lady came later at one of my festivals crying, and she said, "My mom has never felt so beautiful in her life.
Oh,
She
wow.
glowing around the festival, everybody telling her, 'You're so beautiful. Oh my goodness.'" And she said, it seems so simple, but you just changed her life from now on. She's 55 years old. And I truly believe from now on, her life is going to be completely different, because, she just come out of a marriage with a man that kind of was, sitting on her. And so she couldn't express herself. And then,
Oh,
she thought she
bless.
was fat and ugly, and just one item of clothing, this her daughter came
Completely
crying to
changed
me.
everything.
Yeah, completely. So, for me, I think there's a higher purpose to fashion, and not just, look at my red bottom shoes because I'm so rich and I can afford these shoes, or look at my bag, or look at this. And it's more of a spiritual thing for me, as opposed to a status thing. So I wish there was a different word than fashion, because fashion has kind of been pigeonholed
Yeah.
into that status thing. So I kind of wanted to remix it a little bit and share something completely different with the people that I'm blessed to share with.
I mean, if I'm not wrong, there was a point where some of the pieces that you had picked from our local markets here,
Mhm.
somebody's piece ended up on Lenny Kravitz.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, a lot of pieces. Lenny and I would actually do video calls like this. I would try something on, and he always called me Kenya. He's like, "Oh, Kenya, I like that piece. Wow, that's really cool."
What?
So that was nice. And I'm just like, "Oh, hi, Lenny," but I gotta be professional. Inside, I'm bursting, but I'm like, "Yes, thank you, sir. Yes, this one goes this way." And one thing I loved about him is he actually paid for the pieces. I have been asked by several celebrities,
Stylists and celebrities.
stylists and celebrities, to provide them with clothing or jewelry, and they never want to pay. And we've even sent samples to people, and they destroyed them and then sent them back, said they didn't want them, and then actually copied what we were doing. So yeah, I kind of don't work with those many celebrities, but only because I wish, again, because of that pigeonhole of fashion. They feel like the fashion world owes them, and if I wear this, it's gonna blow up. But yes, if it's Louis Vuitton, it's gonna blow up. Yes, but if it's something that Wamuhu picked up in Turkey or in Kenya or in South Africa, and you don't tag me, nobody's gonna know.
Of
And
course.
so it's, I guess, finding the right people to align with.
Yeah.
And for me, I found was the common person, because those people would, again, like another story from a festival, a lady with a double hysterectomy put on this piece, and she took off her shirt and threw on this piece and walks around the whole festival like that, and again comes back to me and says, "Wow," in tears, like, "I feel so beautiful. I almost forgot I don't have my breasts, because this piece has given me strength almost. And
Wow.
for me, like I said, it's not like, oh, I'm wearing a Chanel jacket. No, it is, I'm putting something on with a lot of intention and love infused into it.
Oh,
And it will make you feel something, it's like soul food. It will touch your soul somehow. So yeah, that's my vision when it comes to fashion.
you know what? And you're so humble about it. You're just so humble about it. But I really love the fact that right now when everybody, as we're talking about buy local, support local, you've been doing it for over a decade now, decade plus.
Yeah.
And now is when we're all out here saying, oh my gosh, this is who I'm wearing, this is what I'm wearing, this is why I'm wearing, this is, you know
Yeah.
we're already putting that push. But you were already ahead of this curve, and you've already established your clients, you've already established such a great working platform or working experience for you, and creating moments for people's lives. And that's what it is. I mean, like, Into the Core is about inspiring, creating opportunities, and making sure that we highlight those opportunities. So I mean, like, you just filled all the tickets. I was like, yeah, tick, inspiration, yeah, yep, opportunity, tick. And it makes me really proud. I gotta say, hey, what's up to David? Hey, Edward. I see somebody
Oh,
is
Miss
out here.
Declan. I am.
Yes.
I gotta make sure the titles is right. One thing that I hate this part of. Okay, I think we're good.
You okay?
I think, yeah, checking the data thing. You know how we roll.
Oh yeah. We're not gonna say any. We're not gonna mention any people right now.
No, we are not.
He'll be shut down. Shut down. Okay,
Uh,
so I mean, like, one of the things right now, that every time you've come to Kenya, or when you're traveling throughout Africa, is that um you always get out and experience different spaces, places within. And one of the places that you got caught up in during this pandemic, which is Lamu Tamu, what has that been like right now? And what's the community feeling like? And what has that been like for you at the moment? And what is the tourism sector feeling right now as you're out there?
well, because I ended up here in March, just when things were starting to heat up a little bit as far as the pandemic it was concerned here in Kenya anyway. At that point, the things in the States were, a little dicey. So I decided, oh, I'm just going to go to Lamu. I'm sure by May, everything will be done. We'll like go back to our normal lives.
Yeah.
And well, we all know that's not what happened. So I got locked down in Lamu. I couldn't leave. But this has been one of my favorite places I've ever been to in all my
Yeah.
travels. I would say it's top three, if not my favorite, really, to be honest. I showed up here 8 years ago. I knew nothing about Lamu. I just got on a bus, which I will never do again. If you're coming to Lamu, don't get on a bus unless you must. But fly, 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 fly. It was a long bus ride. And then the roads weren't done. The roads are much nicer now, so I'm sure the experience is a lot
Oh,
more
nice.
pleasant. Yeah. And like the second I got here, after I got over the shock of, oh, you need to get on this boat with the goats somehow and everything. Hi, DJ.
I know. I'm giving him like the mommy look, like, mommy's doing a live.
I think we all saw that.
I'm like, really? Like, the whole day you've been quiet, and then now when you're coming up, hi, I really want to go and climb a tree. I'm like, come on. Mom's trying to be professional. Anyway,
What's your
Auntie
face?
Mahu, Auntie Mahuhu says hi. Say hi, Auntie Mahuhu.
Hi, Auntie Mahu.
Hi,
She does,
baby.
DJ does not call Auntie Mahu. He calls her Auntie Mahuhu.
I love
Um,
it.
all right, darling. We're in the middle of a chat, okay? So please be quiet, mi amor. Please, for mommy's sake, please. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so I ended up in Lamu and I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, now I've been here, 5 months now.
Mm,
We've kind of been in a bubble. I'll be honest about that. As far as the pandemic is concerned, First we were completely locked from
Yeah.
the rest of Kenya, and it's an island, so already we're pretty insulated in here. So as far as tourism, it's been really bad for everybody. Obviously, we have our boat guys, all the hotels had to close, all the restaurants had to close. It's what's happening all over the world where yeah, a lot of income lost and a lot of jobs lost, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of need here, and I think that's kind of what propelled me to start giving, because I've always been a giver, but starting the project that I'm doing now was really being on the ground and seeing really innocent, they're not lazy people. They're not, it's not like they don't want to work. There are just no jobs. And even the ones working, most of them are working for half their pay, but they'd rather work for half, even if it's longer hours, just
Yeah.
because it's just to have a job. So yeah, I just kind of started with, and especially the
And
kids are not in school.
you support, yeah, like you support like the girls or like a children's home or of some sort in Lamu,
Yeah,
because
there's
you
a
call
children's
them your
home.
daughters.
Yeah, they're my kids. They're definitely my kids. And I think that's the reason I fell in love the most with this place is when I came here the first time 8 years ago, I was introduced to the children's home here, and I made a bond with so many of the kids, and now I've known them, since they were. There's one who's now 20. I've known her since she was 12. So it's 'cause I don't have kids. I'm 40. I don't have kids, and everybody's like, okay, that ship has sailed. And my mother was like, okay, I guess you ain't having them.
You know what? To each
But
their
I
own. Come
wanted
on
to have
now.
a lot of kids that I did not birth. I
Hi, Wamuhu. Are you still there? Uh-oh. Something's going on. She's kind of frozen, but I'm wondering if maybe I'm sure she'll be right back. I mean, like I think one of the most beautiful things and the most beautiful traits. Okay, yeah, so she's gone offline, but I'm sure she'll be back. And once she comes back, then we're going to be able to bring her back on board. But one of the most beautiful things about Wamuhu is her supporting children's home. There you are, babe.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. So, I don't know. Because
No,
these
I
kids are
mean,
good, but obviously I'm not that good with yeah. So, but we're back. Yeah, yeah.
you know what?
But
You're an amazing person. I mean, like whether you birth children or whether you are supporting children, either way, you're a giver, and that's a beautiful trait about you. No one can take that away from you, and ain't nobody judging you.
thanks,
Mean,
boo. And I have no
meanwhile,
habits to change.
meanwhile, our parents were telling us, you better get out there and get your education. Can you get a job? Can you build a
Exactly.
house? And then right after that, somebody's like, why are you not married? And you're like, I don't know. I'm building my
I,
brand. I'm trying to build a
exactly.
house. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Exactly.
Um, but you know what? Okay, so talk to me. So one of your recent travels, no, actually, before we get into that, because I know that there was something
Yeah.
um, that was going on with you in the sense of you have traveled to so many beautiful spaces within Kenya. And recently you did a trip to Masai Mara, which is why we're here because of the Dream Keepers. And you've
Yeah.
partnered with, is it Managers
Yeah.
Forum?
The Mara Managers
The
Forum.
Mara Managers Forum. So can you just
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that because that explains a lot, and then I'll backtrack into some other of your travels.
So I love Masai Mara. The year I actually discovered Lamu is the same year I discovered Masai Mara. And that was another crazy story. Don't take a matatu to Narok thinking you're going to Masai Mara.
Only
Don't
you
care
do
how
that.
spontaneous you are. Oh, yeah, okay, good. Nobody's that stupid. Okay, good, good. Yeah, I literally
Only you
just
do
got in
that.
a matatu and I'm like, I'm going to Masai Mara. They're like, okay. But thankfully, again, living fearlessly, I sat next to the pastor of this one village, and the pastor is pretty much like the mayor. And he
Yeah.
started talking, and he said, "Oh, are you going?" I said, "I'm going to Masai Mara. Which lodge? Which who's it?" Like, I don't know. When I get to where we're going with the matatu, when I get to Narok, I'll figure it out. And he's like, "I doesn't work that way." And he gave me a phone number, and told me call this guy. And this guy was a guide there, and actually a very well known guide, and who still happens to be one of my really really good friends until today. So that connection was absolutely incredible, and I got to see Masai Mara with one of the best guides out there. I know the names of the lions. I know the names of da 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 da. So
Yeah.
I just fell in love with the area, and so I go every year. I go to Masai Mara. Every time I come back from Los Angeles, I have to come to Lam when I have to go to Masai Mara. Um, and so when I was, when I got back and I'm stuck in Lamu and I'm talking to my friend in Namara, and I just asked, man, how are things there? Because obviously there's no tourism happening, and the situation was really dire. A lot of those people rely on tourism income, whether it is everybody who works in the hotels, or the security people, or the guys who come and dance for you, or the ladies who make the jewelry and sell it at the gates. The whole human ecosystem of Mara also is very tourism centered, but
Yeah.
no one was really talking about the people. Everybody was like, "Oh, the animals! Please give money to a conservancy for our animals." And people were literally going to bed hungry day after day after day,
Wow.
because our governments don't really care about us. That's just the truth. I hope they don't get mad at me for saying that. So there was not a lot of resources, and at that point I just started using my own money to do at least bi-weekly food distributions. And so we'd buy cabbage and rice, and it was expensive. I mean, each one of these costs about $1,000, 100,000 Kenya shillings.
Wait, just before you go
Lots of people.
further,
Yeah,
so you're spending 100,000 Kenya shillings for what? For like 1 week or for like a month or
it's about 2 to 3 weeks, and
two or
it's
three weeks? Wow.
2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, and that feeds about uh 500 people, which is pretty decent. We're not giving them too much food. I wish I could just go and give them whatever, but yeah. So after a few times of doing this, I'm not really working because my festivals that I work in the States have been canceled. A friend
Yeah.
of mine, "Girl, you're gonna go bankrupt. Like, what the heck?" And I am really bad about asking for help, which is definitely a weakness. I used to think that was a strength, but it is one of my biggest weaknesses, and I'm definitely trying to work on that. Is and I love the way my friend put it. She said, "We are here to help you." I wish I knew exactly the words she put it, because it really, really touched me. But it was just in
Yeah.
essence, allow us to lift you so you can be able to uplift others. It's like you're doing us a disservice as well. Maybe I want to give some food to some Maasai people, and you're doing me that disservice. And I was like, "Okay, girl." So I started a GoFundMe,
Yeah.
and the community in America is absolutely so super super generous. And so far we have 7,000, almost $7,500, maybe even a little bit more, which is about 750,000 Kenya shillings, which is a
Yeah.
lot of money. And so with that, I was able to do a whole lot more good. And it's kind of become an addiction, because I'm like, if somebody wants to give me $1 million and let me just give it to people, I am so down, that being my job. uh,
Hey.
exactly. So if you're out there and you want to give me $1 million, but anyway, yeah. So we were able to feed the Maasai all the time, and also I got a call from a friend of mine. He's just a Facebook friend, but he's from the Amboseli region, and he called and he said, "Amboseli, we are completely dying here. Like, literally, people are dying of hunger because we have no tourism. At least Masai Mara has a little." So I've been.
Uh-oh. We're a little bit stagnant right now. Okay, wait a second. So let me just kind of recap before she gets back in. Are you
Uh,
there, Wamahu?
I'm here.
Okay, there you are. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just being able to like feed now Amboseli, we need a whole lot more money to help with Amboseli as well. Because like I said, these distributions are not cheap. So even with that $8,000, it goes fast because we have 500 people to feed here. We have 100 people to feed here. I'm also supporting. Like we just bought a wheelchair for a lady today who needed a wheelchair. I got a it's just something I saw on Facebook, and an amazing young man in Nairobi is going to communities in Kibera and these other places, and really like trying to see how he can help. And he found this one woman that is crippled. She can't walk. She's losing her eyesight. She has kids. She lost her job, and the situation was just like, oh my God. So I definitely had to say, okay, I got you. We sent her money and we just bought her a wheelchair. So it's little
Yeah.
small things like that, like buying kids ice cream who've never tasted an ice cream. I used some of the GoFundMe money to do that. It was Eid here in Lamu, and there's kids who are just sitting and watching others enjoying ice cream. And I was like, okay, I want 100 ice creams, give everybody an ice cream. So it's not like huge, I'm not like this like big NGO woman, blah, 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 blah. But it's just acts of love that I like to, I guess I am addicted to joy. I always say, my shangu ni raha. I just want to be happy. And I'm most happy when others are happy, and it's been an incredible and humbling experience to have the support of so many people, um, to help me help others to be happy. So yeah, it's been great. It's been super fabulous. We have an arts program here in Lamu, of our youth, because they didn't really have anything to do. There's no school, there's no jobs. And so my friend decided, I'm going to use my yard and we're going to just have all these kids come and do art. And so we buy supplies for that and food. We got to feed them every day. And there's just so much out there, guys. And, I'm sorry to say this, but I haven't really gotten a lot of support from Kenyans. Um, and I know some of them got a lot of money and they're showing us their Chanel bags, and you've seen my GoFundMe, not a dollar in there, like, and so it's been a little bit disappointing as far as that's concerned. And I don't know. I don't know, but I
You
know I
know,
have to do my part. I have to do my part, and that's all that matters. And decided to just stop complaining that nothing is being done. Da 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 da. I want to be the change I want to see in the world. So yeah.
you know what? Well, you've always been such a straight shooter. I mean, like we spoke the other day when I know that our universe was aligned then, because one of the things that you were like, well, man, I wish I could get the same type of, um, the same type of giving that I'm receiving from other people. Like where my Kenyan people at, I know that you've mentioned that. And
Yeah.
so I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put the M-Pesa till number, which is 5264081. So for anybody who really wants to help, with either the Amboseli, or you want to help with the Mara, or you want to help the kids in Lamu, or you want to help the arts program in Lamu. But mostly why she's here is because she's been doing the Dream Keepers project, and she's been really trying to help sustain the livelihood of families that are out in the Mara as well as the Amboseli, because now she's picked up this other project. And like I said, you've just been a giver, and that's what I know about you. I don't know anything more. I mean, like the last time you went into Lamu, you went, guns blazing with some friends of yours who, because of everything that you were experiencing, you ended up saying, hey guys, who wants to come in the next 2 to 3 weeks? And you put it on your social media. I mean, girl, you know man, talk about movers and shakers. So this chick ends up rallying like, okay, there are 12 guys to come in. How many of they? There were eight, about eight of them to come into
Yeah.
Nairobi.
Oh, the Nairobi peeps.
Yeah, the guys
Really?
who you brought in. No, the guys who you brought in from, like, I mean, guys who are coming in from San Francisco, from I don't know where. I was
Those
like, what?
group. Yeah.
You've been sitting here with us. We've just had a glass of wine. What do you mean people are coming in and you're organizing a tour?
Yeah.
Um, But it's what I love about you, because that's what you feel passionate about this country. You want to help this country, and so that's what you're doing. So I
Uh,
put the till number right here. So please go and even
yes.
if it's 50 shillings, 100
Everything
shillings,
helps. Yeah, because
20
even like
bob, it
one
doesn't
packet
matter.
goes a long way. With one packet of people are like, I don't have a lot of money. I only have $10. I'm like, my God, with that ten
That goes a
dollars,
long way.
yeah, that's two families that we can feed with that $10. And so for me, I think, and I don't want to come here and like seem like some savior and like, oh, this chick from America, blah 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 blah.
No, yeah,
Who's like hippie girl. But I do realize that, because Africa is the richest continent by far, resource wise and people wise. Um, it is the richest. They're saying by 2050, 40% of the world is going to be an African. 40 fucking percent. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. But
that's
that's
all right.
how our population is growing. Like Kenya is 50%, 25 and under. So for me, it's more because, charity also, I don't find it
Starts
sexy
at
at
home,
all. But
but it
charity
starts at
does
home.
starts at home, but it's not a sexy thing. For me, sustainability is much better. For me, encouraging people to know that, hey, you can start a business. Do you want to go to school? Okay, you don't like school. Why do you like woodwork? Can we get you into a woodworking program? Um,
Yeah,
like with the kids, my friend just put together an exhibition for the kids in our arts program. So then they sold. I mean, some sold like hundreds of dollars worth of art. So for me, that is my main purpose. I feel
yeah,
is just kind of change the narrative of Africa, and I don't care what other people think about us. I'm not changing the narrative for others. I want to change the narrative for ourselves, so that our kids, like my kids in the children's home, can see fellow Africans coming to visit them and give them money, and not like when every socialite or whatever slay queen or whatever influencer comes to Lamu, then on the beach and taking photos. But come and encourage our kids. Come and let our kids know that you too can one day be this influencer and
yes,
whatever, because this is what our continent needs. We have been kind of so buried in this narrative of poverty and this and that and blah 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 blah. And our middle class is growing despite even all the corruption and everything that kind of holds the middle class in Kenya down, but it is
yeah,
growing. And it is our duty, and people from our generation, to change things for the ones coming behind us. Colonialism didn't end a long time ago. 1963 Kenya
no,
independence. That is very, very recent, and we don't even
right,
know the history. When I'm reading now a lot of about the Mau Mau and about the history of what really happened and the trauma that our grandparents and our parents have carried with them, because it was rough. It was really rough. But just because the history isn't taught to us and we have forgiven and forgotten and we didn't get any reparations either, even if a lot of Western world still owns all the best land, all the hotels, all the marks,
yes,
50% not Kenyan. There's it's for me, it's mind-boggling that why can't rich Kenyans go and invest into their communities? Why are you taking that money that you're stealing from us to take it out of Kenya? You can go to Mara, open a lodge, and it's a Kenyan owned lodge. And yeah, why don't you do that?
plug in,
Sorry.
plug in, plug. No. I was gonna say plug in the lodge that you were staying at in the Mara. Please put a plug on that.
Yes, Emayan Lodge. I really like Emayan Lodge. Propaganda has told people, again, it's not nice, da, 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 but it's Kenyan owned. The staff is fantastic. The rooms are fantastic. It's owned by the people who do bonfire. It's Kenyan owned, and the drinks are the best. The bartender is the best. The food is one of the best. Definitely the best I've had anywhere in the Mara. And it's not buffet, like especially right now. I ain't trying to eat after somebody, like mm-mm. So yeah, Emayan Lodge is a bonfire lodge. I highly, highly recommend the place. It is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And I just stayed there when I was there, 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah,
it's truly home for me. It is truly one of my homes. And when I have mine, come and visit my lodge too.
I love that. And okay, this is okay. I feel like you're like dropping hints, and now I'm just like searching into the sunset. I'm like, what is she really trying to tell us? Because I know you. I know you, Wamuhu. So wait, one moment, please. Uno momentos.
Yeah,
Can I
see.
just plug in my Nokia partners who are making my podcast possible? I really do have to say thank you very much. You guys have been absolutely fantastic because it only gets better. And look at my guests. Look at my. I'm like, which direction am I going in? Yes, look at my guests. Look at my guests. She's absolutely fantastic, and these conversations keep getting better. I know that right now I may be doing this off of my computer, but all of my work logistically, multitasking because I've got a little one. So half the time it's not like I'm always on my computer, but my son makes it healthy enough for me to be on a phone and just streamline my work properly.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, if I was in the Mara right now, my photos would be the bomb.com.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
hey.
it was
And then
incredible.
because you have been also supporting local, I know you go deep into the communities, and I know that some of the designers that I'm basically talking about, I really want to say thank you to Thamar. Oh gosh, can you guys see my nails?
Nice.
Look at those colors. That's
Those are
Kenyan owned brand. Beautiful colors. I'm so happy because it's so conservative right now, and I'm just feeling like a little bit plush. So I have to say a thank you to Thamar. I know I have a goodie bag to give away from Thamar. And then I also want to say a huge thank you to Crafted Nairobi. She's a beautiful individual called Rana who's just stunning.
What did you call it?
And
Craft what?
Crafted Nairobi. Let me show you the bag. Hold up. This is your backpack, babe. Like this backpack is it's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Like,
dope. Absolutely.
And the leather is so beautiful, and she does such a beautiful detailed job with her products and everything. Anyway, I know I have an opportunity to give one of these bags away. I only asked if you guys can maybe list below what's in your bag, and I'm just like, tickle me. I don't know. Tickle me. Tell me what's in your bag. I'm really happy to give this beautiful bag to somebody who would adore it. And Wamuhu, I'm also, what I would love to do is, even to your friends who are in the States, I'm happy for one of them to get one of these so that when you do go back, they do get a special taste of Crafted Nairobi. So whoever's in it to win it, just put it down there. Tickle my fancy. Wamuhu's gonna pick who gets this. So I leave the big burden on you, darling.
Nice.
That way nobody looks at me badly. I know that also during the week I'm gonna be giving away a Thamar. This is part of it, a Thamar beauty products. This is a gel. I don't know if you guys can be able to see us, but it's Thamar. It's locally made. Can you imagine?
Wow.
I'm so used to seeing wait, there we go. I'm so used to seeing the lipsticks and the cosmetics per se, and look at that color. It's like every time I want to go that direction, I'm like,
I know.
Yeah, just really beautiful. There's one that's also called Lamutamu.
I'll take that one.
Yeah, and this one's you want the Lamutamu one? I definitely will get you that for sure. She's just an amazing young individual who when I came across her, I was like, why am I not talking about somebody who owns a nail polish brand? Anyway, so those are two brands right now that I'm really looking forward to. There's another one who's going to be dressing me, I think, starting this coming weekend. Itikadi.
Okay.
Itikadi. Oh my gosh, his designs are like, woo! Okay. But here's the thing.
Share on that Facebook so you can see.
I definitely will. I'll post it below. But right below is the till number in case you want to support. Hey, Chris Fox. Sorry. So that must be one of your friends, darling. Because Chris is saying, what is he saying? Look, now I have to put on my thingy. So he's saying my pipe lives in my bag. Ha ha ha. California babies.
Chris
Mm.
wins the bag. Hi, Chris. Hi, baby. We have a winner.
We have a winner. So Chris is the winner. It's that simple. All right. His pipe lives in his bag.
Chris Fox, hey, I have a bag for you from Kenya. So when I see you again in California, I have that for you, my dear friends. So I actually have a bag story because I had a bag from Indonesia that she really liked,
Mm-hmm.
and the bag I had already gifted it to somebody else. So now she gets her
Oh,
bag. So yay, Chris! I love you.
oh. And I see Paula is happy for Chris also. This is pretty cool. Paula
Yes.
Rivera. Yay!
Oh, Paula, that's one of my best. That's my wifey, actually. One of my favorite friends. Hi, Paula, from California as well.
California, yay. I miss California.
I know
The
it is.
weather right now in Nairobi is like California weather. It is just right now it's
Yeah,
behaving very suspicious.
yeah,
Like you can
yeah.
see the sun
Very
coming in and going
bipolar.
out and coming in.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
hot. Yeah.
tell me something about the Dream Keepers initiative. What is your goal?
Oof.
Wh-
The vision
What
of
is
Dream.
your goal? Mm.
Um, so it's just to give back. It's to connect people who have a little bit extra resources with people that don't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I said, it's not charity. Eventually, yeah, now there's no jobs, there's not a lot of opportunities for people, so it kind of has to be a little bit charity based. But eventually, again, the vision is to enable people to have sustainable lives. So with the Dream Keepers, like we're going to be opening a center in Masai Mara to help. I guess just think about ideas of how they can survive if worse comes to worse. Like, we're hoping for we don't get another pandemic, but you never know, things can happen. And so it's just kind of thinking out of the box and saying, okay, if tourism doesn't work during this time, can we feed
Mm-hmm.
our families? So it's, one of the things that I think is very important that we get into here in Kenya is permaculture, because there's a lot of communities that have really fertile land, have lots of tea, have lots of coffee, have lots of flowers, but they can't feed their communities. And there's a lot of food waste happening even here in Kenya. So why can't we, again, align the people who have excess, whether that means
Mm-hmm.
money, whether that means time, whether that means, a skill that you can teach somebody, whether that means extra food that we can put in vehicles and drive down to Masai Mara so it's not rotting in your farm. So those are the bigger issues that we want to tackle is whether it's funding boreholes to be dug, that way women don't have to go miles and miles away to get water. The water is right there, and you can even sell water to the neighboring village. Just sustainability is the most important thing, whether it's making jewelry and connecting those women with wholesale people who will buy wholesale. I want people to come and say we want 1,000 of this bracelet. If you can buy 1,000 of one bracelet, the bracelet is a
Why
dollar and they
not?
make 1,000. Why not? And it helps them. It goes really far for those women in that collective. So there's a lot of, again, me, a lot of things going on in this brain.
Yeah.
But slowly by slowly, um, it all stems and it all focuses on encouraging people to know that they can reach the sky, really. And my sky might be higher because I've been blessed with different circumstances, but you too can feed your families okay. Some people's needs are very basic, and just working to get those needs met. I actually just bought a little piece of land here in Lamu as well, and I'm building. It's going to be kind of like an Airbnb, an experience place. It's going to be a cultural center where you can come and check out a lot of different cultural things. I'm not really going to talk about it because I realized also that not to speak about things too much before you actually get them done, because some people, this thought came into my mind. I was like, wow, that's deep. I said, some people who are blowing on your fire are really not stoking your fire, but they're actually trying to extinguish your flame. And I've definitely experienced
Mm,
that, girl. So
you know,
those
where we're
flame
like,
extinguishers. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
you,
it's
you know
major,
what?
and unfortunately, as Africans, I don't know why it's like almost a disease we have. We don't really like come together, work together, and that's, it was a beautiful tactic of colonization to kind of separate us so much, because divide and you conquer, and we were super conquered. Now is the chance for us to come back together and work together, and and not just
And
Africans,
plug
Indians
each other.
in America, and they save it in America. The black people in America the same way. So there is this trauma, obviously, that we have, that makes us not work together for a common good, for a common cause. And this is all that I want to happen for us, because this is the only way we can move to a better future, because we cannot do it on our own. We cannot do it
No, we
alone.
can't.
Yeah.
I really love that you said that, because that is the truth. I mean, like, in everything that we do, we have to realize that as much as people want to keep sake and put things together and hold back and no, I'm not going to share, I'm going to share, I'm not going to share. The truth is, there's always going to be those who don't want to see people prosper,
Yeah.
and try and tear each other down. Whereas there's those who will say, you know what, I've got buckets
Yeah.
and I've got a query that has not been functional for the past 3 to 4 months. What do you need from my end? I'll be able to
Yeah.
help you put it together. So here is my it's my hope that if I say something that maybe somebody somewhere will pick it up. But if you're able to help with this project, in building this, what is supposed to be a Airbnb plus community art center, because you're going to be supporting local projects. If you want to contribute to it, what better time to start than right now? You
Yeah.
know, if you got some
And
stones that you'd
again,
like to donate,
exactly. And then also, yeah, and the labor force here is so affordable. Like people, they tell me how much they ask for the day, and I'm like, oh my god, I'll actually double it, because come on, if I had the money, I'd be like tripling it, because oh my god, it's so affordable, and they do such a great job. And so let's encourage these kids to be even better. Like I want this kid to be able to build a massive house one day. My fundi, he's so talented, but it's just opportunities that he lacks. He should never have to be like, oh, can I borrow 100 shillings, which is $1? I'm like, you're like, super creative, incredible, and I actually gave him $50 when he asked me for it. I'm like, you deserve this, because you've done such a good job for me. And in part with that, it's about investment in Kenya. It's not
investment.
exactly, you're not like donating. If you want to be an investor with some of these projects that I'm doing, you'll make your money back and then some, for sure. This is the time to invest in Africa. So, especially to my diaspora Africans, do not get. And how many times have we talked about this, Linda? Over our many glasses of wine.
Yeah,
It's back then.
yeah,
Um, that this is investment in Africa. It's there's something bubbling in Africa. There's a renaissance. Like being in
yeah.
Nairobi is so it just jazzes me up. It's so young. Again, by 2050, 40% will be African. So
Hey,
this is it. This is the wave is going up this way. So this is a time to catch this wave, because when you try to catch it at the top, it might be too late. So this is the time. So
I had a
invest
I had a
in Africa, people.
I had a really great conversation with a lady called Florence Raja, and she started ethical era in the UK, and she's absolutely fantastic, because she said the moment that we start knowing as Africans, as Kenyans, the moment we start really embracing our culture, and understanding who we are you know, as Kenyans, if that's where we're going to go, who we are as a Senegalese person, a Cameroonian, somebody who's from, Togo, it doesn't matter where we're from in Africa, but the moment we start embracing who we are, understand our background, our traditions, our culture, will we ever we'll start thriving. And I also have to point this out to my Abesha people, because I know I've it's part of my life. As much as people are like, oh, why are you supporting the Ethio guys? I'm like, that's my family. I mean, like, my mom worked there for God knows how many years,
Yeah.
and I spent a lot of time there. I've got a lot of friends there.
What about Ethiopia? For those who don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Abesha, Ethiopia. And I find that a lot of people in Ethiopia, as much as right now they're going through so much turmoil, and I'm just like really really wishing them the best, because at the end of day, these guys really help each other out. When you go down to LA, for my California folks,
They're like
they
this.
they're like
Yeah.
this. When somebody has a business, they support each other's businesses. That's what we should be doing. We should be supporting each other, supporting brands, supporting, where we're coming from, where we're going to, not with an agenda,
Yeah.
not with
Yeah.
an agenda, but like
Yeah.
wholeheartedly, like take it like your mom came up with this, or imagine contributing to each other. Hey, Wamuhu, why don't you link up with this person and let them help you with ABCDFG in order
Yeah.
to get to here? I just feel like, yes, you're right. Our time is now. Our investments should start happening now. I mean, like, it's just, what better time than now?
There is not. Truly, there is not. And I find it like a weird, crazy blessing in disguise to have been stuck here for so long. Like, and now I'm ready to come back, to be honest, and be somewhere where I'm wanted, even, and even if we have our own issues, our major police brutality here, major everything, but it's
Yeah,
home. And I will feel safer and more peace of mind here, as opposed to, I feel like, chasing this dream of a place that seriously doesn't want me to be there. So again, that's another huge thing to be thinking about as far as expatriating back. But the good thing is, time will tell. We're about to
that's
find out.
true.
I'm going to be alive. I don't know. I might die. Who knows? But if I'm blessed to have a long life, yeah, I definitely see myself coming back home, settling, and bringing my skill set, bringing my passion, bringing my peace of mind, my joy, my love back here, back home,
Yeah.
where I feel the most wanted. Um, yes, what did you say? Well, it's bubbling. I am bubbling. Oh wait.
She's bubbling in Africa. She's making things happen. She's like silently just doing such amazing
Yes.
things.
Yeah, and I
But of
can't
course,
wait to
you know
have
that
all of you here.
Paula.
Yeah, Paula is great. You'll definitely get to meet Paula one day. Because her ass is coming to Kenya. Yeah,
She
and
better
her
get here
beautiful
soon.
husband Kurush. They're definitely gonna come and visit, and you will get to meet them. I hope, for sure. Good peeps. Good peeps.
Nice to meet you, Paula. Mwah. Sending you love. One from Nairobi, one, as you can see, she's basking in the sun. I'm like,
Basking in the sun.
we're just all huddled up over here. But hey,
Yeah, it's cold in
I still have to go back and for your dream keepers, you're right now at about $7,500
dollars.
dollars. You're
Yeah.
trying to make sure that more, another 500 and another 500 and another 500 are well taken care of. So do you have another way, for the Kenyans? Obviously, the space to donate is right here with the till number. Please check
Yes.
it out, and please go in, and I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel. If you're not on my YouTube channel, please go subscribe. Help a
Yeah.
sister out, please, 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 please. By the way, anybody who's been trying to get into my anchor, let me just put the statement out there. So what had happened was, I don't know. I woke up on Saturday, and Anchor had taken down my podcast, which is okay. Blessings in disguise. We don't know. And I'm okay with that. I shall continue doing what I got to do. Here I am. I'm doing my Facebook Live, which is going into my YouTube channel too. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Into the Core podcast continues. We just do it live. We see the faces.
Yeah.
I always want to go this direction, but we see
Of
the
course.
faces. So we see the faces, and we are. I think we have a better interaction on this platform. So I'm,
Yeah.
their loss, I guess. Not many people get to say that, but I'm just like, oh, but you could still find me on Google Podcast if you really want to find me,
Yeah.
or any of the people who I've interviewed who've been absolutely fantastic. So check out Google Podcasts and the whole 9 yards. Ishi Baka. So anything other than the M-Pesa Till number, for the people who are in the States, where do they need to go to?
So there's a GoFundMe that's going on, and all my ladies on the who are watching have already donated. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate you.
Awesome.
The GoFundMe that you can find on my Instagram page, which is Kime Waka, Kim as in Mary, Waka, Kime Waka, which translates to "It's lit." We are bringing the fire, we're bringing the passion. Um, if you don't want to do the GoFundMe, which actually is like, okay, because I take, a percentage as well, you can do it directly to my Cash App or to my Venmo, which is also
Okay.
Kimewaka. So it's
So
all
your Cash
Kimewaka.
App is
Yeah, or Venmo.
Kimewaka.
Yeah. My Cash
Okay.
App is, $ Kimewaka, and my Venmo is at Kimewaka.
The Cash App is $ Here I am in my
Yeah.
Kimewaka.
We really need more donations. There's, like I said, there's a lot of need. I just
I
got
hope I've
another
done
call
it.
today from Amboseli, and the guy is saying, can you assist us again in Amboseli? There's really nothing going on here. So yeah, it's difficult. It's really difficult, and I'm trying not to like drown in debt as well myself, because when somebody says that, it's like, okay, fine.
Are you there, darling?
We've gone up. So yeah, I should have put my phone on my other phone with the bundles when people call. Yeah, so we need all your help and your support. Oh,
Jerry
Jerry,
West.
hi, my homie from
Hello.
way back in the day. Way back in the day. So good to see you too, baby. Yeah, so, and there's I just got a really beautiful email the other day from a gentleman who needs help with an art project, and at this time, it's very difficult for me to give money to an art project when I know, like, oh my god, these people have to eat. But I would love to do both, because art is also part of life. It's spiritual food. And the projects that he's doing, oh my god, it's amazing in Dagoretti, in Kibera, in all of these areas where there's a lot of idle kids. There's no school, and a lot of these kids don't have computers or phones, and yeah,
Yeah.
they can go outside, but they need something that's going to keep, their brain and their creative juices flowing. So yes, I want to be able to tell that guy, here's your money for your
I
project.
lost you.
Is
There
yeah,
you
I'm
are.
back. Sorry, baby.
No, it's okay. You keep coming in and out of it, especially right now. I'm just like, excuse me, service provider. Can we just still have some fluid flow?
Yeah. Pole sana. So for me, one of the main things I do this really is also to encourage people to give, because you might not have money to give,
Uh-oh.
but you have to. We get in there, we get in there, but just to give, a hug, just to be kind to each other, to be, because we don't know what people are going through,
No, we
and
don't.
we don't at all. And so I find even making something as simple as a statement as I'm not going to gossip anymore. I'm not going to talk shit about people anymore. Or, I'm going to pick that trash when I see it on the ground. There's so many things as a collective of humans. There's billions of us. Come on, we can make a difference if we all do our little parts. And then on this continent, if we do our little parts, but with the goal and the hope and the just simplicity of bringing us together so we can go up and uplift each other, and they always have that analogy of it's like a ladder, and we can be a human ladder. You climb on my shoulder, and then the next person climbs on yours, and the next one climbs on yours, as opposed to you get up there and you're like, you kick everybody off and you're the only one at the top. Because there's a lot of the socialites now, and a lot of the what I always keep
Of
forgetting, the
course.
what is it called, the when you have many followers, what is it called
Oh
again?
yeah, yeah. Influencers.
Influencers. Yes,
Influencers, yes.
use your influence for a little bit of good. That's all.
Yeah.
Just a teeny tiny bit of good. You don't have to donate to me. You can go and donate to somebody else. Go visit a children's home, because like the kids where they're constantly just seeing wazungus coming there to give, and I don't want them to have this feeling that, oh, only wazungus come to help us. Like, I actually had a guy tell me that the other day. um, I promised him something, I delivered, I came and brought it, and he's like, wow, hey, well, kuna roho kama ya mzungu. And I said, excuse me, what do you mean? What do you mean I
Yeah.
have roho kama ya mzungu?
Mm,
And he said, it's you give wewe ni mzuri kama mzungu. You're like a white person. You have just such a good heart. And it really shocked me and saddened me and actually angered me. And I asked him, is that how you see yourself? Do you see yourself as somebody who's
wow.
not and kind, who keeps a promise? And he had to really think about that, But the fact that that man equates goodness with being a Mzungu, because he doesn't see a lot of Kenyans themselves being good to him because of the classism we have. Because a lot of Kenyans who can afford to come to Lamu are middle class,
Woo!
and they're classist as fuck. This is our biggest disease. So now he imagines himself not worthy, and this has got to stop, guys. It has got to stop. The classism is insane. Like when I came here with that group from California, everywhere we went, they kept saying, wow, we've never had guests as good as you guys. Just because we say thank you, just because I leave you a tip. I mean, the bar was set so low. And yes, we're exceptional, I gotta say. We're fun and funky and whatever, but a thank you, oh, how are you? What's your name? Do you have like getting to know them? These we have now become colonialized by our own people, and we've become the new colonizers of people's dreams.
Mentality.
Yes, it's
Mm.
exactly. I always say, and I love me some Bob Marley. It is time to emancipate ourselves from that mental slavery. And even if you have billions of Kenya shillings in the bank, and you're in jets, and you're buying this, and you're taking your women here, and you're buying this car, it
Where's my
doesn't
mic?
mean anything if you're no good to anybody else. It means absolutely nothing.
Mic
Amen to
drop
that.
moment. Preach. I'm
Yeah. So
sitting here
stop
listening
that.
to you, and I'm like, should I cut her off anyway? And I'm like, nah, let her preach, sister. What else do you have to say? Did you see how remember you're saying, are we really going to be able to fill an hour? Yes, we are. We're already on an
We're
hour.
past.
Baby. Yes, babe. But you see, that's where passion lies. Passion lies in what you feel, what's in your heart, reasons why I said, babe, I would love for people to see you, understand you, know you, and
Yeah.
contribute to a little bit of your slice of heaven. And your slice of heaven is purely giving. I see it. I see you, mama. I see you. I, s- I see
And it comes
you.
back many times over,
Oh,
because it's also, I do it selfishly because I'm like, okay, if this means that the flow of the universe, God blesses me because I have just blessed somebody else. Yes, more of that, please. More of that joy, that peace of mind, that health, that more of that. More of
What
that,
Paula
please.
says right there. Amen.
Amen, sister.
Amen. I'm like, I'm with her. Amen.
Yes.
Look at me. I'm
It's
still like trying to find my bearings.
you
Um,
did good. You did good, babe. You did really
this is going to be so interesting to watch later on. I think I'm gonna. I really am just gonna put this out there. I'm thrilled that I got to have you on Into the Core because you are one of the people who, blessed, like keep doing what you're doing because I'm just thoroughly and continuously inspired by you. A couple of people who know me will know. A couple of the ngangas out there will be like, "What?" We rant and we rave, we rise, we fall. But there's one thing that for sure I am so proud, of all the initiatives that you have decided to take upon yourself to make a difference, and that just speaks for itself. If only a fraction of us could be great as givers. One thing I see a lot of my mom is a giver big time. I really have to throw that out there. I see my mom all the time. She's always just like, even if you make 300 shillings, give at least 100 shillings. She's of that mental state of mind that you cannot
yeah.
leave people
Hi,
behind.
Auntie.
I know. Did you see her? Her Bible lives in her bag, and that's for damn sure. You know, she also has encouraged me. Protection, man. Mommy, while you're building your space, you better put that Bible in your bag. You know, Hoard off all those. Come for me. I'll like whisk them off. But
Yes.
I'm so proud of everything that you're doing. You make me so happy. I'm thrilled to be of a big sis, but I don't know if that I'm a big sis. Right now, I just feel like you've just excelled to the higher. Now my mom will be like,
Oh,
why can't you be
never,
like
never.
Wamuhu?
Big for life.
That's gonna be my mom. Why are you not being like Wamuhu? Can't you just be
Oh,
like Wamuhu? And I'll be like, Mommy, I'm trying.
and then mommy's like,
But
can't
I'm
you be like Beyonce or like this one or the other one? They're never
uh,
satisfied.
we're not even putting Beyonce up in this space.
I know.
Um, Sorry.
Ah,
It's not about the beehive, people. No, I'm just,
yeah.
woo. Yeah, before the beehive comes after me.
Yeah, girl, let's be
I'll be like,
careful now.
no press is all press. Oh crap. Did I just say that? I know. But where I'm okay, so let's do this. Let's wrap it up in a nutshell. Who are you listening to right now? Those are the bad questions that I hate in interviews, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Who are you listening to right now? Who are you listening to?
Well, yesterday I kind of fell into an Ali Fakature. I love good soul African music. And for me, Malian blues is like everything. So, yeah, I would say Ali Fakature, rediscovering his music and falling in love with it all over again has been absolutely awesome. Check it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Who are you reading? Are you reading at all while you're in Lamu, or are you too busy
Yes. So I am reading
feeding a nation?
so I'm reading this diary of a Mau Mau fighter, and actually he was able to keep, to like sneak out tidbits of his diary when they were during the emergency in 1952. They were arrested and taken into these emergency camps, which are really kind of like concentration camps. They took all our land, and they were like, oh,
Oh,
these people, they are, they're slaughtering us because one white person was killed, and they took all these people that they suspected to be Mau Mau fighters and took them to different concentration camps, really. And
mm.
this guy, one of the places he actually ended up was Manda Island in Lamu, and it was so crazy
Ooh.
to hear. It wasn't ooh at all. It was torture. It was hell for them, and a lot of them had never
Mm.
seen the ocean. And just the tidbit of even him getting here, they have to get on a boat, and they were crying like big. There's like this big strong Mau Mau guy crying because it's like a freaking boat. What the heck?
Yeah.
Um, was crazy.
Oh man.
But yeah, so that has been intense, and it's taken me. Usually, I read a book in like a week, but this one has been very intense. I had to read it and kind of just put it down and sit with it and breathe and wonder why this history wasn't taught to us, and wonder why when you think of England you don't think of people who perpetuated a lot of evils around the world, who stole, like, I saw an estimate yesterday. They stole $45 trillion from India. 45
Mm,
trillion. And they're flossing like, we don't want immigrants. We're so rich. The queen wears gold and do rubies and it, because
away
you
with me.
stole from so many people, and
Mm,
the people just, we are struggling to kind of just get back to even, and then we are forced to get back to that even so quick, after you give us some independence in 63. And I was like, oh, Africa, oh, the savages, and they're just so far back. And it's
hey,
like,
very.
you realize we have independence at 63 and you
I
still
know.
are siphoning so much money away from us. Sorry, a little bit too passionate, but
That's
um
okay. I feel like I need
yeah.
to have you again. Here I am. I've lowered my glasses over here, just thinking like the
Sorry,
worst
because
people in the world.
lives matter in Africa
Look at
as
these
well.
vagabonds. We are the richest.
Oh,
The
poor
moment,
darling.
what, the moment we start
Yeah,
realizing who we really are. I go
yeah,
back to Florence. Thank you so much for even just saying it back then. I mean, like, this was like before the course started, and I remember having a conversation with her. But
yeah,
the moment you basically just said, well, here's the thing, know your history, know who you're, where you're from.
yeah, yeah,
This is a part. Sometimes it's painful to hear it, but
yeah,
it becomes the most eye-opening. It becomes the
yeah,
most eye-opening. Here's my
yeah,
thing about reading nowadays. I read one book in the morning and one book
yeah,
in the evening. It is so important because I can get, you know,
yeah,
I buy a lot of books and I realize like they were all just sitting really pretty, folded
yeah,
up really beautiful with string and, decor. And now I was just like, God damn, pandemics got to me. I need to read, educate
yeah.
this mind, get back into it.
No,
And now it's about reading in the morning, one book in the morning, one book in the evening. And my morning book is always about my forwardness, where I need to be, what
yeah,
what I'm going to learn, what is how it's going to help me think, right?
yeah,
And my
yeah,
evening is always going to be a mind ticker that says
yeah.
it's okay for you to wake up at 5 in the morning. You don't have to sleep further than 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So anyway, baby girl, we
Yes.
are. Oh, I feel like I need to do a trip out there. I don't know. I can't wait
Yes.
to see you because when I see you, we're definitely doing a live. I don't care wherever
Yeah.
we will be, whether it's sitting in grass in Nairobi Park or whether it's sitting at the border in Narok County, just talking to elders. I am there. I'm here for you. I am going to contribute whatever I have.
Thank you, Boo.
You
Yeah,
know,
and I was really nervous. You're really good. Actually, the only reason I said yes to this, because I'm not really good at this stuff. If it's pre-taped, then okay. Because as you can see, I get into my little tangents and I just ramble. And actually,
I
I'm
love
known
it.
as the ranter here in Lamu. A lot of people are like, "Oh, she's just always ranting." But
But that's what makes
I
it great.
believe I need to speak my truth all the time. So thank you for you're an amazing hostess, and I'm really proud of you. And yeah, I hope this platform becomes massive for you, because it's a beautiful platform that you have, but you're also doing a really good job at it, like fantastic job at it. You make
Thank
us feel
you.
comfortable. Yeah, so good job, girl, good job.
We're in the money. Let's make that money for the communities. I can't
Yeah.
rap, but I gotta say we gotta do this. It make
Hey.
money, give money, and make money, give money. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. That's where we at. I'm so happy. I totally love you. I gotta let you go.
Yeah.
But I'm to anybody else, if somebody doesn't catch the conversation, I will share this on the YouTube channel. And I respect you
I respect you too, boo.
tenfold. So,
Ah,
Chris, congratulations. You just got yourself a beautiful crafted Nairobi bag by a talented designer called Wana.
and Chris
For
is
my
sure she'll do some other stuff with it too. So yeah, we'll that's gonna be an ongoing story for sure.
you know what I'm tempted because I want Chris to have a taste of Africa. I'm gonna throw in my Thamar beauty products in there, my nail polishes made in Kenya.
Mm.
I'm gonna throw a goodie bag in there for you. So it'll be a
Love that.
2-in-1.
Yes.
Because you don't live here, but I'm gonna give you a taste of Kenya. We also have our beauty products. They're beautiful. So
Yes.
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 Okay,
Yes.
Chris, congratulations. Thank you to Thamar. Follow them on Thamar underscore official. Follow Crafted Nairobi. Follow Linda Murithi, Instagram, Facebook, Into the Core podcast. Follow me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Help me get to 1,000. We
Yeah.
want to get to 1,000. Apparently,
Ah,
1,000 means
that's
something to
doable.
YouTube.
For
So
sure.
let's do it. And
Yes.
make beautiful things happen. We'll carry the conversation next week, Wednesday, but this Friday, just maybe, thinking. All right. See you
All right.
guys later. See you, baby.
Toodles. Peace out.
Ciao.
Mwah. Peace and love. Blessings. Don't forget to do something good for somebody else today. That's your homework, everybody. Just whatever it is, do
I
something
love that.
really beautiful for somebody else. Yeah.
Conversations keep getting better thanks to Nokia.
Thanks, Nokia.